Good morning, students. Sacred Art High School welcome you all for today's online learning session. Students, today we are going to study in our Standard 7, our subject English. We are going to begin with Unit 4, our lesson number 4.1, and our topic for today is Under the Greenwood Tree. Under the Greenwood Tree, students, it's written by William Shakespeare. He tries to convey us the happiness one gets living in nature, surrounded by all the wonders created by God. Children, we all are aware about the famous poet William Shakespeare. He was regarded as the greatest writer in the English language. This poetry, Under the Greenwood Tree, appears in Act 2, Scene 5, played by the famous poet that is William Shakespeare. Students, in this poem, William Shakespeare is inviting us to live in the nature and experience the magic of nature. He invites people to come and relax in the green forest, away from their daily routine of life, and enjoy the beauty of nature. He also tells the people that in the forest, their only enemy could be the weather, which would be easily tackled. So students, come on, let us read the poem and understand its meaning. So please pay attention carefully. Under the greenwood tree. Under the greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me, and turn his merry note unto the sweet bird's throat. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy but winter and rough weather. Who doth ambition shun, and loves to leave the sun, seeking the food he eats and pleased with what he gets. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy but winter and rough weather. The poet William Shakespeare. Students, now in this stanza, in the first stanza, under the greenwood tree, the poet invites us to celebrate the happiness of living in nature. The new words in this stanza, greenwood, under the greenwood tree, greenwood which means forest, who loves to lie which means to stay, and turned his merry note, cheerful sound, unto the sweet bird's throat. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Hither means ear. As you can see, children, the poet explained us that the child sleeping nicely under the greenwood tree. The poet calls us to listen to the cheery sound of a bird. The poet invites us to celebrate the happiness of living in nature. In the second line, the word lie is given, lie which can be interpreted in two ways. It means either lie as lie down under a greenwood tree, or it means lie as to join in the falsehood about how cheery or blissful it is under the greenwood tree. In the next line, the poet says, come hither, come hither, come hither. Here, children, hither means ear, H-E-R-E, is an old word used for ear. So the poet says, come here, and come here. Then, Here shall he see no enemy but winter and rough weather. Here, under the tree, you must find no enemies. Unlike students in the court, where we see people fight for justice with one another, you must have seen in the television also. People in the court fight with each other, or even in our daily life, we come across people who do not talk with family members, relatives, or neighbors because of some tribal issues. They keep fighting over one thing again and again. So the poet says, you will find no enemies but just winter and rough weather. But it could be easily tackled, as spending the time under the greenwood tree will boost your mood and make you a happier person. Now let's proceed to the next stanza. Who doth ambition shun and loves to leave I the sun, seeking the food he eats and pleased with what he gets. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here doth means does. Ambition, desire. Shun, which means ignore. I, the, means in the. So the poet states that in the forest, people do not pursue ambitions like the people who live in the city, but instead he appreciates the life of nature, and they are satisfied with the food they get to eat. The poet calls us to come and live in a simple life in the wood. You will not have children, television, mobile phones, internet connection, but it would be more rewarding existence. It will be free from the struggles of the modern society that we live in. Finally, the poet concludes the poem by saying, here shall he see no enemy but winter and rough weather. Which means the poet says, you will find no enemy but just the winter and the rough weather. In short, the poet through his poetry invite us to take time from your busy daily life and spend some time under the shelter of the tree, where one will find peace. The voice of the birds will come and relax our mind, as it will reduce our anger, our fear, and our stress, and it is going to increase the pleasant feeling. So I hope students today you understood the poem Under the Greenwood Tree by William Shakespeare. Thank you and take care.